Hi guys, this is Dee. Welcome back to my channel. Now, if you haven't noticed, my face may be a little shiny. It is hot in the craft room. It's 88 outside and more than 80 in here. So, I have a little fan running where I'll be working. So, anyway, we are going to make a 65th birthday card for my brother-in-law. And so, let's turn the camera on and get started. Hang on. Okay, guys, I am back. Now, today, like I said earlier, we're going to be making a birthday card for my brother-in-law who's going to be turning 65. And I like to make cards that are maybe fun fold or just something a little extra special for those milestone birthdays. And to get started, I want to show you this die set that I've had quite a while. I hope get it in shot here. This is Sam Calcott's Made to Surprise 5x7 Landscape Terrific Towers die set. And it comes with all these dies. These in here I did not use, although they're great. These are the dies that I used. Whoop. Get that in shot here. These are the ones that I used. So I just wanted to show you that. And then let's go on to the next thing I used. I used this stamp set, also by Sam Calcott. And I used a Big Birthday Deserves a Big Card. And then oh shoot, oh no, I brought it over. Never mind. This is a kit that I bought several years ago. It's the Papercraft Society Box 9 Paper Discovery Kit. And so just open it up real quick. This kit, you know what? I'm going to have to zoom out. Let's see if I can get this right the first time. Yeehaw. Okay. This has all sorts of things. It has stamps, it has dies, it has a stamp like, oh, maybe that came with something else. Yeah, never mind. I just stuck it in here because I thought this is a good way to put it. And it has these little sequins that are treble clef, I believe, and maybe some bass clef in here. And then there's a stencil. Anyway, it's an awesome set. Now, the disappointing thing is, it does not have a trombone. And Tim, my brother-in-law, has a doctorate in trombone. The man can play the trombone. We love to hear him even practice, because even practicing, he is way better than I've heard anybody play the trombone. And anyway, so he's turning 65, and unfortunately, there was no trombone in this set. I thought about using the French horn or the trumpet, but I thought, no. If there's no trombone, we're not going to use any of those other stamps. So let's quick put this away. I did use this die, which is the bass clef. And so, because trombones, I think, will be playing in the bass clef range, although I've never asked him. Anyway, so here's what I have going. Let's see if we can get everything here. I'm going to get that out of the way so that it's not cluttering up the landscape. Oh, I forgot my glue. Hang on. Okay, now the die that I was showing you, it's a long one. And, oh, I still have my tape on here. This does not fit into a standard die cutting machine. And I happen to have the extra large one, basically, and it by Sizzix also. It's a Big Shot, but it's wider, it's longer. I'm not going to put it up here because honestly it would take up my whole workspace, but it's perfect for this die set because this is wider than the standard 6 inches that will fit into the standard die cutting machine, the Big Shot, I should say, because that's the only one I have. Anyway, so it cuts this out, and then it cuts these. Okay, if I was going to flatten it out like this, it cuts out these little slots that are all part of the die, And so then you work on getting them folded in the right direction. And Sam Calcott has videos on the landscape towers. So if you are interested in looking at that die set, I would just Google Sam Calcott or Made to Surprise, because that's her brand name that she has, landscape towers die set, and see what videos you get, because she has done several of them. And so anyway, so I've got this mostly glued together. What I haven't done is, okay, this is separate, and oh, I didn't show you these either. In the die set, there are these other dies, and, you know, I'm not going to show them all to you because that would just spend more time than we need, but that set will cut out papers, cardstock, that will, that are these shapes, okay? For some reason, my brain is not working today. Anyway, so let's glue this 6 on here. And I'm not going to bother doubling it this time. I'm just going to keep it simple. And I'm going to have to fold it down a little bit so it will. And I have to tell you something a little funny. At least I thought it was funny. I thought, okay, I want to do the 65 in gold cardstock, but I didn't necessarily want to get a whole new sheet out. And I looked at my scraps, and this is what I had. So I just cut the 65 out of the gold portion of this scrap of cardstock. Guys, this is why you keep your scraps, okay? Because they can come in handy. They very well could come in handy. All right, so let's get the 5 down. And it's thinner cardstock than the typical gold, but it's okay. Once it's glued on here. Now, I might have to get my head in the way, so hang on. I just want to make sure that is looking visually somewhat even. I'm sorry if my head got in the way, I really am. Okay, let's press that down a little bit. Now, in that stamp set that I showed you, A Big Birthday Deserves a Big Card, I use my stamp wheel, and I use the aged mahogany in Distress Oxide to stamp the stamp. Excuse me, anyway. And then I use this gold embossing powder. I don't know who the company is. Probably if I have my magnifying glasses, I could read that, but I cannot read that. So anyway, if I can see it, I will go ahead and list the name brand in the description. But, you know, use whatever, and this is fine detail gold. I can read that. Super, super fine. So that is what melts the best when you're working with sentiments. Okay? And so we are going to glue this on here. So let's do that. I hope this video isn't too long because I got started, oh, let's see, after 5 o'clock, and I need to feed my cat yet. He's going to be, usually I have fed him by now, or maybe about this time. Okay, I'm just eyeballing this. And you can press it down just a little bit, and then it will pop back up. So that's what we'll do. Okay. All right, now this part of the card is done. But wait. I cut another piece of that large die, and so we're going to glue these together, okay? Just going to show you how that works, and it actually helps if you flatten the die down a little bit. I had this pattern paper that I thought looked nice and masculine and goes with the gold in the 65. So let's get that glued down here. And I'm going to make this as even as possible. Hopefully it will be even enough. So let's turn this around. And We'll glue this one. I really made sure that I had enough of the cardstock. This is actually cardstock. It's lightweight, but it's not pattern paper. So it has a little more heft to it. And so I made sure I had enough of this because I wanted these long strips and this big piece to all be the same. And I needed it for 2 panels. So there you go. Excuse me. Okay, let's get this eyeballed. Hopefully it'll... Okay, let's push that up just a tiny. Okay, I think it's pretty good. Okay, let's glue this bottom one. And we'll get that. I'm aiming for this a similar border for here as I have here, okay? That means there's going to be a little bit extra here, but it's okay. Something's going over that we will get to really soon. Let's get this other one done. This die set is so fun. And once I got onto it, it's like when I start watching I usually, if it's been a while since I've used that die set, I go back to that video that I've saved in my own private playlist, and I rewatch it a little bit, and then it all comes back to me. So it's not hard at all. And so here we have a little mini, I guess I would call it a mini card. And again, I stamped the Distress Oxide Aged Mahogany ink. And because it's distress ink, while it's still wet, you can use embossing powder and emboss it. And that's what I did here. Although, however, I don't know if you can see, I didn't get it stamped well enough here. So it's missing a little bit, but I did not want to start over. I thought it'll just add a little bit of interest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this here, and then I will write my message to Tim right here, okay? So because obviously you are either going to have to leave a blank spot like here or on the other one that I had, the other panel, or you're going to have to leave somewhere for writing, okay, the message to be. So that's what I chose. This is not one of Sam's ideas that I know of. Well, I'm sure people have done this idea. In fact, I know I've seen people do it, but this is not part of the original design, okay? So I got this idea from watching other people who have done this idea. So now we are going to have that be that. So so we've got 2 panels now, okay? Let me see if I can get them both. Yeah, there we go. 2 panels now. And so you're going to say, okay, what are you going to do with this? This is what we're going to do. We're going to glue them like this, okay? So I will be gluing these long panels here, if you can see that. And I think I'll be gluing these inner ones too. I didn't get to that point in the video. I got impatient and quit. But let's go ahead and glue this one first. And I'm going to apply a liberal amount of glue, okay, to this section. And we're just going to line it up as best we can. I think I'm going to have to... Oh, now this is... It gives you a little bit... Boy, listen to me. A little wiggle room, but not overly long. So I want to get that as even as I can. Okay, I think we're good there. You know what? I'm going to try not gluing these in the middle And we'll just glue the outer part. Honestly, I don't remember what Sam did in her design, but we're going to see how this works. Okay, so let's get this lined up together as best we can. Okay. Whoop! There we go. So, this is the side that talks about his milestone birthday. This is the side that I will write the message to Tim on from my husband and me. Okay, so this will fit into, I believe, a 5x7 card. So let's measure it. I've got my T-ruler here. That's 5. This is 7. Now the only thing is, it might be a tight squeeze. So because I have an envelope maker that I've shown before, I might have to go up a little bit of a size. Oh, I forgot something. Hang on. We're not done yet. I told you I used... Oh, pooey. I told you I used this base clef die, and I thought, I got to put these on the card. So I think I'll put them on this side. Am I even in shot? Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I think my best bet will be to put the main part down. And I think I might kind of put it at an angle, as long as I get the... Oh, that leaked some glue. Let me get my... And now that it's all put together, I can go ahead and fold it. I'm just going to dab up the excess. Okay? I think I'll just put the main part down, and then we'll put the little dots. I don't know what they're called. I am an alto as far as singing, and I played in school. Started out playing the piano when I was in 3rd grade, and then when band started in our school at 6th grade, I started with the alto saxophone, and then I moved to the tenor because they needed someone to play the tenor, and I guess I was my band director's choice at that point. So, and funny story. I hope you find it funny. I'm short. I've mentioned this to you before. I used to be what you call petite, but you know, weight gain and all that. I wouldn't call myself petite anymore, just short. But when I was in school, I was very petite, little, tiny little, and so. When I was in school, I had to walk, always had to walk home. Sometimes we got a ride from the neighbor girls that lived up the street, because they were a year and a couple years older than me. So we got to have a ride to, at least by that time, it was high school. Anyway, let's glue that on here. Oh, that's leaving an extra piece of glue. Anyway... So I really wanted to try to see if I could play the Barry saxophone, because we only had, I think, one person playing that, and you know, it's not a very popular instrument. Anyway, I think I didn't do the best job there. I think if I turn it like this, maybe it'll help. Anyway. I tried it at the school with the, permission of the band director, and my mouth could not reach the mouthpiece. The instrument is so long, and because I'm short, I could not reach it. So I stayed with the tenor saxophone. Anyway, it's a great instrument. I love the tone and the deep sounds. Anyway, where I was going with that, ridiculously long story, is I only played and sang in the treble clef. So The bass clef, I am not familiar with at all. Aside from, I did learn that little ditty that helps you remember what notes are what, but I don't remember what they are. So anyway, we have our birthday card for my brother-in-law. Let's zoom in just to get a little, clean up the area. So this is, I would call it the back, okay? And then we have our front. Isn't that cool? Now, there is no place for me to stamp my Handcrafted with Love by stamp. So that's okay. They know I make cards, so they're going to know I made this. Anyway, what do you think, guys? Isn't this cool? So if you are interested in learning more about Sam and her business, her brand, and her videos, just check her out. She's an amazing card maker. And so anyway, I hope you like this video. And I welcome you. By the way, I really need to get better at welcoming you if you're new. So if you're new here and you're still watching, thank you so much for joining our little teeny tiny part of the internet. And thank you for the rest of you who are watching. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. Okay, I hope you guys have a blessed weekend and week in the next week. Take care. Bye-bye.